What is happening? Welcome to the Plus Pitch Podcast, a morning pitching podcast from PitcherList.com. My name is Nick Pollock. Today's May 27th, and yes, we are going to talk about baseball. I apologize. I will not be having a Plus Pitch podcast on Thursday, Friday, Monday, or Tuesday. I'll be away in California for sad reasons. So I'll be back doing all of these on Wednesday. However, we got to talk about Eric Lauer, who went against Rocky Road. First start for the Dodgers. 6 innings, 1 run, 4 hits, 1 walk, and 4 strikeouts. 96 pitches for the win. This is not a changed man. This is just an angry man, vindictive. I don't know. He's just really trying to prove a point. He had extra adrenaline in this one. That's nice. He still earned few whiffs on his four-seamer, 3 over 51 and 13 changeups. Yeah, 0% CSW. Not really a thing for Eric Lauer to be the main guy again, like we saw in that first start of the year. I know it's the Dodgers and all, blah, 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 but I really don't think this is something you should be chasing. Kyle Harrison is looking like an ace. He went against the Cardinals. However, this wasn't the best heater we've seen from Kyle Harrison. It was not that paint at the top of the zone. I call it the red mohawk of just everything upstairs and nothing underneath. And it wasn't quite that. The changeup went 0 for 5 CSW. The curveball did well inside the zone, but it wasn't right the neck beard that it normally is at the bottom. Yeah, mohawk and neck beard. It's the Blake Snell blueprint, right? Yes, that's how I envision Blake Snell all the time, is with a neck beard and a mohawk. Anyway, he will get his aces gonna ace likely when he goes into Coors or to Sacraverde, but for now, he doesn't deserve it. You're just going to keep starting him. He's going to get the Astros next, I believe. And yeah, you're going to do that. Emerson Hancock against the Athletics in Sacraverde. 6 innings, 0 runs, 1 hit, 2 walks, and 3 Ks. It is absolutely wild how Hancock has just lowered his vert on his four-seamer every single start. It's gone from 14 to 15. It's now under 8 inches of vert. That is not as good of a four-seamer as it used to be. However, he's looking it well enough. And he kind of looks like Will Warren all of a sudden. And 93-94 with a sinker with good run on it, with a four-seamer that is the primary attack upstairs at a flattish angle. Like, that's it. Sweeper that exists, but isn't really the big overwhelming pitch. Yeah, it's kind of weird. You have Griffin Jacks, who got nailed in the back with a comebacker and left after that frame. He did last through the end of it, but 38 pitches, 2 innings, 0 runs, 3 hits, 0 walks, and 3 Ks. We just got to act like nothing happened, and it's like a neutral start, and we just got to hope that he's okay next time. Shane Baz was on the other side. 7 innings, 1 run, 7 hits, 2 walks, and 9 strikeouts. Now, this is 2 straight games of 13 innings, 200 runs, 14 base runners, and 15 strikeouts, which is good. It's also nothing new. That is, Shane Baz against his former team, the Rays, has done well twice. Revenge game twice, sure. He had an 86% strike rate on his curveball. That's amazing. It's not going to be that way always. Cutter, 0 for 11 CSW, 3 for 37 whiffs, and a 59% strike rate on the four-seamer. It's not the believable guy that I want him to be. He had a near 70% per batter put away rate. I know you don't really have a good reference point for that, so I'll tell you that the league average is around like 40 to 45%. That is when they do see a 2-strike count. That is the rate of which they actually strike those batters out. 70% is far higher than his 43% put away rate for the year. It's just stuff like that that showcases how much of an outlier this was without seeing the arsenal being any different that is believable for sustainability for Shane Baz. Cool. All right. Braxton Ashcraft, otherwise known as Golden Brax, especially when he has a co-share of the Gallows Bowl. So you see the gold lettering of 14 whiffs here. Yeah, he did great against the Cubs. Got to win 6.1 innings, 1 run, 7 hits, 1 walk, and 5 Ks. Now, it was a very weird collection of fastballs. The fastball of the four-seamer and the sinker, they were not really good. They were they were nibbling a little bit too much, or they were thrown down the pipe. It was kind of donut command for those. The slider was hung so often. I mean, it was right at the top of the zone and just like, there you go. But it was 78% strikes at 40% usage. So fine. I'll take it 38% CSW. And then you also had the curveball that showed up for about 13 times or so, 46% CSW there. So that's why you got your Gallows Bowl, lots of whiffs through those pitches. I don't know. It's a little scary. I'm like, hey, I want to be like so in on Braxton Ashcraft, and there's always like something that just makes me feel strange about it. Kay Cavalli is a worse version of Braxton, where he really only has one breaking ball that's good, and the fastballs are not as effective as Braxton's are. So you have 6 innings, 1 run, 5 hits, 2 walks, and 7 Ks with a win against Cleveland. It was a 37% CSW, so combine the two, you get a golden goal, right? King Cole here for Kay Cavalli. Now, this was a 86, 87 mile per hour curveball. That is his elite pitch. Now, it's usually 85. This was 86, 87 for Cavalli. That's awesome. What's also great is against this very heavy lefty lineup that I'd be very worried about Cavalli's fastballs. The Guardians were passive. They're like, whatever. We'll just let you have a 35% called strike rate on his four seamer. That's a 35% CSW without earning a whiff. Amazing. Um, that's cool. This was the best curveball I've seen all year from Cavalli. There's a lot of talk right now about Cavalli being this breakout star. And I understand it because we have seen a fair number of games that are exceptional, right? However, a lot of them are against weak opponents, and he does break the Wasker rule. It really is just a very good curveball. The sweeper that he saves for righties is really just an adjusted version of that curveball. The fastballs are not overwhelming. I just worry that this is. I mean, we're seeing it with Ben Brown too. Both of these guys are having exceptional runs based on their curveball without good fastballs. It's not something that we've seen last in the past. That's all. Cam Schlittler against the Royals, 6 innings, 1 run, 4 hits, 0 walks, 6 Ks. I had him down to SB4. I'm so sorry, but it's just because Sale and Mizrowski, like, yeah. He also was pulled at 77 pitches through 6 innings because they were up so much against the Royals that the Friday Pirate, Yarbrough, came in and just got the final 3 innings to give Schlittler a little bit extra rest. I think that's cool. Spencer Miles against the Marlins got your sneaky win. 4.1 innings, a 1 run, 3 hits, 1 walk, and 3 Ks. Sweet. You're a big brain fantasy manager. You got it. I don't really think that Miles is worth it at all. You have Joe Ryan. Oh man, Spencer Miles. Isn't that like two Spider-Men combined or something? I don't know. It's fine. Miles Morales and Spencer. Nope. Okay. Joe Ryan against the White Sox, 7.2 innings of 200 runs, 5 hits, 0 walks, 9 Ks. He just got his aces going to ace label back, and this was a man possessed. This is like the best Joe Ryan ever. Yeah, to go share of the Gallows Bowl 14 wins. Yeah. But it wasn't just that he was throwing 95 on his four seamer. Remember, he was like 92 before the injury scare, and then 93 for 3 straight starts. And we're like, yeah, this was 95. But it's not just that. His sweeper was 91% strikes. Okay, 43% CSW. It was also a 42% CSW on 24 curveballs. So he threw 47 breaking pitches and they had a 42% CSW. What? Like that on top of the four seamer killing it? This is not the Joe Ryan you know. He's supposed to be like, it's just the fastballs. And okay, here's some secondaries that are all right, I hope. Man, I really hope this is who he is now forever. That'd be awesome. Sean Burke had himself an amazing game. 7 innings, 200 runs, 3 hits, 2 walks at 8 strikeouts. Oh my gosh, against the Twins. I had him lower on the list. I took him off because those 3 straight games of sub 5 innings. So of course he does this, right? You're welcome. All 8 of those strikeouts came against lefties, and it was mostly high heaters or curveballs down, which is good. But then everything else was just, sinkers and cutters and sliders doing whatever they could in between them. And not all those four seamers were up. Not all those curveballs were down. It's just happened to do those in 2 straight counts. So that's really nice. He got that high put away rate because of it. I don't think a corner has been turned. As I said, Turner has been cornered in the roundup and initially when I first typed it, and I ran with that. But no, a corner has not been turned for Sean Burke. I don't think I'm going to go after this. Eduardo Rodriguez against the Giants. He is a Toby in 15 teamers, which means that he is a decent stream in good matchups in Oracle Park. 6 innings for a win, 2 earned runs, 6 hits, 2 walks, 6 Ks. Thank you so much. I do not go after this with the Dodgers next. You have Aaron Nola finally giving you a productive start. 6 innings, 2 earned runs, 3 hits, 0 walks, and 5 Ks against the Padres, who are better against righties than lefties. And guess what? Aaron Nola finally had the fastball command we want of sinkers inside and outside, not the middle, and then 4 seamers up. That's That's what we want, right? We got it. It was good. Do it again. Thanks. Chase Burns, ace is going to ace. You don't really need me against the Mets, so you want a little bit more. And the thing is, because it was the Mets, Chase Burns, who had his worst performance from his arsenal that I've seen all year, we're talking 1/58 four seamer whiffs, a 44% slider strike rate, and 1 for 7 changeups for strikes. That is his arsenal. Now, the slider strikes were a lot of whiffs, and the non whiffs for four seamers were strikes. But dude, no, that's not prime Chase Burns, and he still went 5.1 innings of 200 runs, 4 hits, 2 walks, and 8 Ks with a win. Thank you so much, Mets. At least you're making someone happy. Tyler Malley against the Diamondbacks, 5 innings, 300 runs, 3 hits, 3 walks, 3 Ks, 3 whiffs. I mean, he's popping threes like he's in the finals against the Knicks. Let's go, Knicks. Okay, we are happy that he's back at 92. 1/49 for seamer whiffs is not cool, and we're just not in on this. Spencer Strider against Boston did not impress me as much as I wanted him to, and I'll tell you about that. And of course, today's and tomorrow's games after this break. Spencer Strider, 5 innings, 300 runs, 3 hits, 3 walks, and 5 Ks against Boston for the win. It was 11 whiffs, 32% CSW, yada, yada, yada. The main thing I care about is fastball domination. Spencer Strider cannot be Spencer Strider without dominating with his fastball. 3/39 whiffs. That's a sub 10% once again. Swing strike rate. It was down to 95. I want to see 97, 98. Dang it. In 96, I was like, all right, but 95? No. The changeup was floating up into the zone. The slider was down to 83 and change. Uh, the Red Sox are one of the worst teams against right-handers in baseball. Okay. I'm a little scared about his start in Cincinnati on Sunday. Just going to put it out there. I want so badly to be able to say, oh my gosh, Spencer Strider, you're so good. This is great. You've seen me be aggressive with some guys like that. I need to be sold. I'm not someone who just looks at the results and says this is what it is or the name or something. Like, you know me, guys. I have a method. If you don't agree with my method, then we're not going to be friends. But but just tell me where I should be changing my method if you don't agree with my takes on this. That's all I ask. 6 innings, 400 runs, 4 hits, 3 walks, 4 Ks against the Astros for a win. Cool. He is a hipster. He threw an 0-1 slider middle for a 3-run shot to Yordan Alvarez. And I think actually that's a really good expression of Jack Leiter. But Nick, he could have thrown any other pitch and it would have been great. Sure, he puts himself in these situations more than others. He is more likely to throw that kind of mistake pitch than other pitchers. And it means that you're going to have a lot of this volatility. Okay. He is a piece. Poor execution, awesome stuff. He's a textbook piece. Randy Vasquez against the Phillies, 5.2 innings, 400 runs, 8 hits, 1 walk, and 2 strikeouts. Not the kind of start you want to see from Randy Vasquez. And I'll be honest with you, I was really excited at the beginning of the year. Then the whiffs just dwindled and dwindled and dwindled. Only 6 here. I'm not going after this. I feel like he's a Toby at this point at best. 15-team Toby, I would say now. Same with Kider Montero. 5.2 innings of 400 runs, 8 hits, 1 walk, and 7 strikeouts. You know, those 7 strikeouts are the same amount that Vasquez has had across 4 of his last 5 starts. That's right. In 4 of his last 5 starts, Randy Vasquez has totaled 7 Ks, and Kider Montero did exactly that in 1 game last night, and I don't want either one. Cool. 18% strikeout rate on the game, including this game here for Kider Montero, and also he had a 20-point jump in per batter put away rate that is unsustainable here. Gauge jump. Oh my gosh. Might as well jump is what I was thinking about doing for the roundup, and then I felt like that was too encouraging. It was a 5-inning, 400-run, 9-hit, 1 walk, and 5K outing. It's a pilot rule. Prospects' initial line often terrible. It's interesting. You watch the first inning and you go, dude, right? First 5 pitches was fastball up at 97 with a whiff to JP Crawford at 1.6 sided just a VAA and 17 inches of vert. And you're like, yo, that's dope. It's not a good extension. It's like 6.2, 6.4, whatever. But that from the left side, amazing. Then he throws another one, fouled off. Then you see a sweeper at 86, 87 out of the zone, down and away for a whiff. And you're like, yeah, this is great. Then a first pitch fastball to Julio Rodriguez for a strike, and then a beautiful 90-mile-per-hour changeup for an out, down, and under the zone away on the edge of the zone, edge of the plate. Like, oh my gosh, 5 pitches, and you're just seeing all of the tools right there. This is going to be great. Problem is that he could be appeased like Leiter. poor execution, awesome stuff. We do see these moments, and then we see others where he makes too many mistake pitches with his breaking stuff, doesn't trust his changeup enough, his fastball flies up and arm side. It might be something that is due to being his MLB debut. However, we did see this in the minors. You saw these major walk games, you saw inefficiencies, and I want to believe that this is going to be great. He's also in Sacramento. So even then, you have a bad park against you, too. The whole thing just makes it not my kind of play in a 12 teamer. I feel like I'm not going to get a place where I'm just like starting gauge jump, at least not now. It might happen during the year. The shag rung is very present. In your 15 teamers and you're chasing strikeouts, this would be a good play, especially your AL only leagues. But just keep in mind, it's going to be a back and forth in all likelihood. Joey Cantillo against the Nationals, 2 innings, 400 runs, 3 hits, 4 walks, and 1 strikeout. Oh my gosh. Some days you just don't have it. Like, really, sometimes you're not Joey Cantillo. It was Cant Illo, not Will Illo. Okay. I what should I do? Like Canatillo? It's fine. Ryan Harris Suarez. I'm gonna forget I said any of that against Atlanta. Not a good matchup. I was worried last start that Suarez got out of rhythm, and that would mean that he would be out of rhythm moving forward. And that's kind of the thing that we see with Suarez as he goes up and back and forth based on the rhythm. This was 5 innings, 5 runs, 3 walks, 4 Ks. Not good. However, the locations were really good. This was much more in rhythm. And I know it sounds strange. I'm like, oh, good start, but not good. Bad start, but good. What the heck, Nick? This is not fun at all. I know. Imagine how I feel. I just want to say good start, good. Bad start, bad. The changeup and the sinker were down and away to right-handers. That's what you want with the four-seamer up and in. With the cutter. That is the pitch separation that I really like from Suarez when I see him doing well. I think this was just because it was Atlanta. So I feel much better against Cleveland next time out than I did previously. Michael McGreevy against the Brewers, whatever. Yeah, I'm not really seeing the guy that you want to be chasing. Jack Hanowitz, neither him. It's interesting. He went 36% changeups for 80% strikes yesterday. 7 over 24 whiffs. Jack Hanowitz? What? You're like a sinker focused guy in four seamers and sliders, and now 36% changes. It wasn't just because it was against lefties, like he did this against righties. I don't know. Super strange, and I am not going to buy into this. I mean, it was 39% strikes, so he had to find a backup plan, and that's what it was. But my gosh, David Peterson, yeah. The Reds carpet doesn't exist anymore. Just treat him like an average offense on the road, okay? 5 innings, 600 runs, 11 hits, 3 walks, 4 Ks. Just don't do it. He was so much in the zone and he got punished for it because that's what he does. Bailey Falk got destroyed by the Yankees. So did Luminder Avila. You don't want to go for either one. Sandy Alcantara against the Jays, 5.2 innings of 800 runs, 10 hits, 1 walk, 4 Ks. I will say he only had 200 runs through 5, but it wasn't clean. Like he had multiple innings of 2 base runners. He even had 2 hit by pitches in the 5th with a solo shot. I mean, okay. I mean, not a solo shot in the 5th, but still, there's a lot of reason that it wasn't going to go well, and then it just really broke loose in the 6th. We are not going to go after Sandy right now. If you haven't dropped him, yeah, I think you should. Jordan Wicks against the Pirates also had a co-share of the Gallows about 14 whiffs, and I actually think this was the best version I could hope for from Jordan Wicks in his still ill outing. In a 4.1 inning, 8 earned runs, 9 hits, 1 walk, 5 Ks. I know. It's just now it was super hittable, fine, but high heaters, low changeups, and strikes and whiffs with sliders. That's all you could really hope for. And I do wonder if you see that again against the Cardinals, it might be a little bit better. That's all I'm going to say. He got bamboozled a bit for the 5 runs in the first, and he adjusted after that. Okay. Kyle Freeland, not very good against the Dodgers in LA, more at 11. And then Jason Alexander, oh my gosh, I got to say this 8 runs in the first inning, 8 runs. And he then lasts through 6, goes 5 innings of 1 earned run ball after. How awesome is that? I mean, really, it was just a solo shot after. I gotta say, like, you do not see that. And that takes a lot of resolve to stick around and fix it in some way, the best way that you can. At least they let him through the 3rd time through the lineup, right? Got him. Okay. I'm just gonna say, if you treat this like one game of 800 runs and then another game of 5 innings of 100 run, you might feel differently. I don't think you need to chase it. Okay. We're going to look at today's games and tomorrow's. We got Connor Prelip as a stream pick today, 11% rostered against the White Sox. I understand if you're iffy on that one. I'm a little iffy on that one, but I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. The last start was just a weird one. You have Trevor McDonald also against the Diamondbacks. Questionable start because last start was just so bad. But at least, like, okay, bad start. He can recover. He's in Oracle Park. It's against the Diamondbacks. Maybe this is better. And you also have Steven Matz against the Orioles, who should be more stretched down out to 5 innings. He's just generally been good. David Sandlin is making his MLB debut today. He is worth a spec ad. He was up to 96, 97 in in his velocity in the minors. That's really cool. So I hope that that sticks around. Not totally confident that it will, but I'm actually, I think it'll be 97, 98 in his MLB debut for what it's worth. I'm curious what else is there in this package for the White Sox. Worth a spec ad. I'll say that, and we'll talk about it tomorrow. Trey Gibson's also returning to the majors, but I don't think that he does anything too special. I'll pay close attention to it, but I am worried about the four-seamer production. While the secondaries have been good, he has good extension, but is it enough with the heaters? I think it's like 92 to 94. Colin Ray is a stream pick tomorrow on a very small slate against the Pirates. It is a questionable start, 9% rostered. The Pirates are kind of good, but it is PNC Park, so that's good. And Colin Ray has proven himself to be a good streaming option. I don't know if I should be away from this because the Pirates are kind of good, but yeah, he's the only one I can go for. I'm not going to go for Grayson Rodriguez or like Peelbot is or Chris Bassett or Patrick Corbin. All right, that is it for today. Remember, I am not going to be putting out a Plus Pitch podcast until Wednesday next week. Also, the list will likely come out on Tuesday again, not on Monday because I will be busy in California. So I apologize for that. But you know, life takes precedent. All right, that is it. My name is Nick Pollock, and may your BABIPs be low and your strikeouts high.